Hi, Michael. Welcome. You're back home from a journey, and I'm very pleased to have you here because the situation in Italy is very serious, and the parents there are worried and they don't know how to do and what to do. So, do you have any advice for them?
Well, the first thing I'm thinking of is that they should not comply with mandatory vaccination unless they really want to vaccinate their children. So my first thought is that they have to resist and refuse vaccination.
So, when the school is calling for the children to vaccinate, what can the parents do? What will happen?
Well, they have to say no, our children or child will not be vaccinated. And according to international conventions, the government has to have the compliance of the parents. They must have the parents' informed consent to be able to vaccinate the children. Otherwise, it's impossible.
When they say to the school that they won't comply and they have not given their informed consent, and what will happen next if they refuse?
Well, if they refuse, they are protected by international charters and the European Convention for Human Rights, and also the European Convention for Human Rights in medicine and biomedicine. And those international laws, they are also part of the European Union laws and is implemented through the Lisbon Treaty. So this is actually European Union law.
So also Italy has to comply with this.
Italy has to comply with it because Italy is a membership country of the European Union, and Italy is even a founding country of the European Union. And despite that fact, they are violating the European Union laws through their own decree that has just passed in Italy.
So the parents are protected by the international conventions.
Yes.
And so when they say to the authorities and to the school they won't comply because it's violating the international conventions, so then what can happen?
Well, they don't want to comply with the Italian law. Well, in that case, the Italian government has to show that there is no validation of the international constitution and acts, the European conventions. So the Italian government has to go to court to be able to vaccinate the children. But as I can see it, it's an impossibility for the Italian government to win such a case. And if they would win,
you mean if it's corrupt?
If it's corrupt.
Otherwise they can't win, right?
Well, no. The Italian government can only win if the courts are corrupt. And then if a couple of parents would lose in court, they could bring the case to the European Court for Human Rights in Strasbourg.
Yeah, so actually they should be safe to just say no and don't comply with this.
And keep on fighting, never give up. The struggle will continue, and this Italian decree, the Italian new law, has to be removed. It is as simple as that.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Michael, you are the Secretary of NHF Sweden, and you are also our expert on the health issues and the law according to health. So, do you have anything else you want to say?
Well, it comes to my mind that it is important to to oppose authorities when authorities do like this. It is actually what I can see here. This is not only a local phenomenon in Italy, but this is also going on in other countries, in other parts and regions of the world, in Australia, in France, in the United States of America, especially in California, in Poland and Hungary. So this is a problem, and it seems like we have a pharmaceutical industry which is affecting and the politicians throughout the world. And of course, it's the pharmaceutical mafia, which is trying to get as much incomes as possible to their companies, and they do it through bribery and through indoctrination and propaganda. So it is obvious that, for instance, the GlaxoSmithKline, those companies are not trustworthy, not at all.
Yeah, and I was also thinking that that we should print this and put on our webpage, like about these conventions and how the parents can protect themselves.
Yes, these conventions will be put out on the home pages that we have and are using for Freedom Europe, for instance, and the NHF Sweden's homepage as well. This is important information, and we will share it with everyone in the world, and especially now the people of Italy.
Okay, thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you.